Hey, this is the August 2024 CS Executive Brain Trust post-event panel discussion. Today, we had a great hour-long discussion with CS executives from all different industries, all different size companies, specifically around using data to drive and improve agent quality. Paul Robinson was our lightning talk speaker, and he brought up some really interesting methodologies for using data to improve agent quality. He's here with us now in our post-event panel discussion. And we're going to talk about some of the takeaways that we took from those breakout rooms and from his discussion. So, Paul, I'd love to turn it over to you to just basically high level summarize what you covered today.
Okay, thank you, Paul. So today we talked about looking at uh, quality in the service area and using data to determine how we're doing, as opposed to some of the more canned KPIs that we typically use, or some of the methodologies that are maybe not as scalable, but using AI to understand the behavior and the uh, all of the interactions that we have with our customers, and what kind of emerging trends in the data um, can help us do a better job of taking care of those customers and making sure that everything is tip top.
Yeah, and additionally, I think you dove into some great case studies and some great details around that. So, if you're listening, please join our LinkedIn group. You can see more of that there. So, thank you for joining us on that, Paul. I'd love to turn it over now to Claudia, one of our members of the Brain Trust, and maybe some of your takeaways near the end there that were shared in our mural board.
Yeah, thank you, Paul, and both Paul, for the insights today. Yeah, I think the majority of us in the industry were still using the traditional measurements, like surveys, focus groups, KPIs, etc. So I think we are all eager to start moving more into how we leverage AI more proactively to predict agent behavior and help improve our customer experience. Some has been able to start that journey, and some of us maybe may struggle with, budget restrictions, but definitely we see the opportunity there, and that's where we believe the industry needs to start moving on.
Absolutely. Timely discussion. Alan, over to you, summarizing some of your discussion.
One of the topics from Paul's presentation that really resonated with our group was sort of disaggregating statistics. I think, Paul, you said sort of tracking by topic, and I certainly, as an executive, have seen that over and over again. You get, CSAT or NPS or some number, and it's a mixture of so many different factors that you don't really get anything actionable out of it. But being able to break out some of these metrics by the underlying customer journey or the underlying topic, I think that drove a lot of really valuable insights at it. And I think that was perhaps one of the big points you were trying to make that really resonated with our group.
Absolutely. It's all about actionable insights. And I think there's been situations where a lot of folks are sitting in a war room and talking about different instances or problems that they may have, and some priorities may get flipped around when you may have an actual problem that's backed up by data. We have hundreds of thousands, I don't know, whatever the size of the organization is, but you may have thousands of impacted customers on a particular topic, whereas we may spend time just because it's a high-profile complaint on something else that's much smaller. So having the details around these pain points, what journey is impacted, which part of our service delivery team is involved. Is it an email problem? Is it a chat problem? Is it a voice problem? So the more information, the more dimensions you have around an opportunity, the better you can go take care of it and fix it.
Some great points. And if I'm looking over here during our session at the end, we just ask everyone to put in their takeaways from the conversations in a mural board that has a bunch of sticky notes. And then on top of that, we ask the members to just basically indicate their agreements if they're currently doing something, and then some new, fresh ideas. The sticky note that got the most agreements was quality scorecards, CSAT, NPS scores, and surveys. And so this, I would say, is probably where most people are currently at, is implementing that. And like you just said, Paul and Alan, there are challenges with that. I have challenges in my own company with survey bias, and I feel like I can never actually know what's really going on because survey bias is such a big problem. Now, some of the new ideas that folks were talking about in their breakout rooms was moving away from QA scores and creating internal effort scores through AICs. Over here, use AI to track multiple dimensions of sentiment, frustration, anger, urgency, sentiment analysis. So really, surveys were about collecting data, right? But what we need to realize is that we're sitting on so much data already that doesn't actually have any survey bias to it. We just need some methods to analyze it. And that actually is a much better way of prioritizing what's really going on, what the customer is really having a challenge about. Because I, as a customer, might be so frustrated with my experience that you ask me for a survey. I do not want to spend another second on the phone. I don't want to spend another second in an email, right? I just want to get out of there as quick as I possibly can. So those are some of my big takeaways today. I am very excited about the future of CS. I think it's going to get very, very interesting. Do any of you have any other final thoughts around this topic? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all at the next CS Executive Brain Trust.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.